Right, for the next hour and 15 minutes, we're going to be finding your 5K per month product. Okay? So, who here feels they're pretty confident with product research? Nobody? Mike, yeah, you should do, man. Yeah, but still though, it's an area where you can never be done. No. You can never be done. I spoke to an Amazon seller who does 1.3 million a year, and he wanted some help from me. And I said, well, what's the biggest thing that's stopping you at the moment? And he said, product research. Right? So this doesn't end. You're not going to be like, okay, I'm done. I'm good at product research now. Right? It's a skill you can never stop developing. This is why we're starting with this segment today. So in 2015, I had a big goal. You guys have been writing down goals. I do this all the time. I wanted to move to Sweden and live in a luxury apartment. And I needed 3K a month for the rent because I wanted to rent it. My personal philosophy is buy to rent and rent to own. I rent to live. Buy to rent, rent to live, right? So I rent in places I live. And I mean, 3K a month for an apartment is ridiculous. So I said to myself, well, if I'm going to do this, I want to launch a product on Amazon that pays for the rent. So I'm not being an idiot and just wasting a load of money, right? I still wasted a load of money and I still was an idiot, but it's besides the point. I found a product that could pay for my dream lifestyle, right? It was a kitchen-related product. And these were the stats on Jungle Scout. You can see this is a little dated now. It doesn't look like this so much anymore, but this was back in 2015, 16. Okay, so the top product was doing 8,900. I think this is basically the same. And then there are a couple other products doing okay as well. So with this product, I actually felt quite confident about it. So I skipped the test batch phase and I ordered 500 for the first shipment. And its second month, I did 9 grand in sales, and a third of that was profit. So that product was able to pay for my apartment. So the question is, would you like to learn how to launch a product like this? Hands up if that sounds cool. All right, that's what we're going to be doing for the next hour and a quarter. This led to me building a big business. This is a year and a bit of my first Amazon sales. You can see a couple of spikes here. That little spike was when I was running around London looking for a little product called a call blocker, doing arbitrage. A couple other spikes here, I found some cool wins. And then with the private labels, it just started to absolutely skyrocket. All right? The reason why I was able to get these sales is because I found products that would sell. Right? So this skill is extremely valuable, as I'm sure you already know. I have big months. Sometimes I hit 100K in a month selling on Amazon. Moved to Stockholm, lived there for 6 years. Moved back to London in February, and now I live in Canary Wharf. So I'm not too far away. If you want to see the apartment I'm talking about, if you go to my YouTube channel, watch Kitchen Q&A series. I filmed a load in there, in the kitchen. And here's a couple other people who just copied what we're going to do today and got similar results. So Alan found a product, launched it in its second month, it made 9K. All right. Carl launched a product and made 1,300 in a day. Sorry, $1,000 in a day. I can't read that, to be perfectly honest. But his product makes $1,000 a day. He just wanted to spend more time with his son. That was his goal, right? So how do you do it? So I want to ask, who here has a Chrome extension for Amazon product research at the moment? Please raise your hand if you have one installed. If you don't, I've sent you an email with the AMZ Scout Chrome extension free trial. You should have that in your inbox right now. Go and grab it. If you can't find it, don't worry. I'm giving you quite a lot of time to find products. I'll be guiding you. We can help you get it set up. If you do have a tool to use, just use that. Whether it's Jungle Scout, Helium 10, doesn't matter what it is. So they're all the same, right? Basically, they copy each other's business models anyway, and they all basically do the same thing. So down to the basics. Who has heard of the Smash Hit product radar? Oh, most of you. Good. People pay attention. That's nice to know. What are the 4 elements? Low competition, yes.
Low hassle.
Demand, low hassle, yes.
Reviews.
Reviews, yes, but that ties into low competition, right? And who said gap? Fantastic. All right. These are the 4 elements. So, high demand. Why do we want a product with high demand? So it sells. Why does having high demand tell us it's going to sell?
People are already buying it. People want it.
Yeah, people are already buying it. Sellers are already selling it. We could go out there, find a product that isn't selling and hope people want it, like a brand new thing. Anybody hear about the Segways story? Those little things you rock forward. The guy who launched that thought every good one was going to want a Segway. He was launching a product that had no demand. He thought it would have demand. Did it have demand?
Not all the time,
No, no one. Who uses Segways? Mall cops, right? And those weird Segway tours around European cities that irritate all the drivers on the road, right? So it's much easier to go where the people are and sell stuff, right? Go where the money is. Low competition. Why do we want low competition?
Profits won't be diluted.
Yes, profits.
To avoid saturated.
compete, yeah, you don't have to compete so much.
Don't have to compete so much, exactly. One of the main reasons we want low competition is so people can actually see our product in the sea of products on Amazon. All right, would you rather be a small fish in a big pond or a big fish in a small pond? Big fish, right? Why? Well, because customers will be much more likely to buy your product if there's only, say, 5 options versus if there's like 4,000, okay? Why do we want products to be low hassle?
Do you want to come back?
Exactly. Returns, breakages, being a nightmare to ship. We don't want any of that stuff if we can avoid it. Now here's the caveat. The more hassle you can put up with your product, the less competition there'll be. Why? People don't want hassle. Yeah. So if you can deal with hassle, you make more money. But you have to deal with hassle. So you sometimes have to decide, can I be asked to deal with this product and all the hassle it brings? Mike will tell you about some products that have caused him a lot of hassle. I can tell you a slew of products, and I learned from them, right? What is a gap in the market?
It's an area that needs to sort of be exploited, if you like.
Yeah, so it's an area where there's demand, but there's something missing. There's something customers wish was available, something they want, something they hate about the product that's on the page right now, right? And you're here as sellers to fill that gap, to solve these problems. That's why people are going to give you money rather than your competitors, right? So you should see this, page 9, and you should have filled it out by now. Moving on to page 10. So how do we find products with high demand? Well, Amazon has all the data we need to find a smash hit product. Right, that's the great thing about Amazon. Never before have we had a platform where everything's out on the table, all the information we need is there. Before Amazon, what would you do? Probably have to do a load of data analysis. Right? Probably have to hire people to do the market research for you, right? And then find out what's selling and then hope for the best. But with Amazon, you've got all the data right there on one page. So here's how we do it. 3 steps. Step number 1 is choose. Do a negative character search or a color search on Amazon. For example, minus and a load of random characters like that. So I've put 834KWNDF4RTW. My squirrel brain is getting triggered. Why would we put that into the search results? Anybody have an idea?
Pretty much looks at everything.
Yeah, so what happens is when we type that in, we're saying to Amazon, tell us what's on your store that doesn't have this, which is everything, because no listing is going to have that on it, okay? There's other things you can do. You can type in a color. You can type in a random keyword like plastic or wood or garden or whatever, as Mike was suggesting. We just want to get a ton of results to have a look at, to start scraping products from Amazon, okay? Then we're going to sort by category, and then we're going to choose a product and open it in another tab. Okay, I'm going to walk you through how this all works in a second. I'm just giving you the theory so you can have it in your notebook to refer back to later. So that's step one. We're choosing. Okay, we're just choosing a product from the search results to just have a closer look at. Step two is check. We're going to look at the listing and just have a little glance. How heavy is it? What does weight tell us, by the way, with a product?
Going to be expensive.
Which is linked to which element of the radar? Hassle.
Yeah.
If it's really big, really heavy, that's going to be a hassle. You're going to have oversized costs. It's going to be, if you want to do air shipping, it's going to cost a lot more because it's weight, it's bulky, right? So we want to just check it's not going to be outside of our comfort zone with hassle. And then step three is compare. Okay, now we've opened a listing. Next, what we're going to do is open a new Amazon window and search for the general keywords. So if you just looked at a spatula, now we're going to type spatula into Amazon and look at all of the results. We're going to load up AMZ Scout or any other extension and sort by revenue to see what are the highest demand products available. And then we're going to make sure there's 3 sellers making 3K a month on the page. Why do we want 3 sellers making at least 3K a month?
Demand.
Demand. That means people are buying it. And why 3K specifically? Any idea why I came up with that number?
Because you'll clear 1,000 a month.
Yes, so we're going to aim for 30% margins. We might not get it. We might get 10, 15, 20, whatever. But if there's 3K, that gives us enough to make some decent monthly profit.
Yeah.
I mean, if you launched a product and made £500 a month for the next 4 years, would you complain? I certainly wouldn't. Right, that's awesome, you know. But if we can make more, great. Step 4, note down the revenue of the bestseller. And you've got a space to do that in your workbook, okay? Okay. So, it looks like this. It looks like this. So I'm going to walk you through each stage of the process. This is choose. Minus key, load of random characters. Hit enter. Sometimes it likes to make this difficult for you and doesn't let you actually choose a category, but we're going to choose a category. Not home and business services. Home and kitchen is always good. If you're ever in doubt, pick home and kitchen. Then you can, I like to go to page 2. Sometimes it works if you go to the URL at the top. You can change the number, go to page 21. Is that working today? Yes, it is. Good. Things are going smoothly, which is...
I didn't know that until I listened to something again.
On the back, one of your things I listened to loads of notes I've missed that. You can actually change the URL.
Right, okay, so that's...
It goes about 400, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Scroll through one at a time.
Yeah, it's a pain, right? Yeah, it's a pain. Exactly. I'm glad you pointed it out, man, so it's good. That's a good tip, and you'll find the lower competition products are further down. So if you want to go page 300, that's where you'll find a few gems actually that you often miss. So you can pick a page. So now we're going to choose a product. So as your eye for products improves, which only takes time, you'll be better at choosing products. Like, I'm not going to choose this because I know selling liquids is hassle, especially this stuff, whatever on earth is in there. It's probably hazmat, for example. I know that because I've been selling for a while. You might not know that. So don't worry so much about what you choose. We're going to look at that later. Just choose something. I'm going to choose this. It's a food waste compost caddy bin, okay? All right, so now we're going to check. So I'm just having a look at the listing. How many reviews does it have? Loads. Cool. People seem to like it. What about the weight and the size? 268 grams. 18 by 24 by 19. That's okay. It'll probably fit in a shoebox-ish if it's a weird shape shoebox, right? And it's not too heavy. Under a kilogram is usually good. Okay. Awesome. All right. We've checked it. It looks okay. Next, we're going to compare. So grab the keyword, kitchen food waste compost caddy bin, paste it into the search results, sort by category, same category, home and kitchen. Then hit your extension. Okay, so anything will work. Helium 10, Jungle Scout. What else is there? Amazal. There's like a new one every week. Sort by revenue. So let me ask you a question. Is there high demand for this product?
Yes.
Can you make it a little bit bigger?
I don't know if... Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
High demand, right?
Yes.
Definitely more than 3K sellers, right? All right, what's the next thing we need to check when we're comparing?
Number of sellers.
Yeah, number of established sellers. So what's an established seller? We'll cover this in a second, but just as we're here, what's an established seller?
500 reviews.
Yeah, if it's got 500 reviews or more, it's likely a customer's going to gravitate towards those products. Why?
Consumer confidence.
Yeah, if there's lots of reviews, customers are going to go, this looks legit. If it's got 5 stars review rating with 1 review, you might be a little bit like, okay, well that could be their mum, right? You know? So if they've got 500, it's like, well, they can't fake that. Conversely, you used to be able to fake that, and then Amazon went, not doing that anymore. That's why you can't do incentivized reviews anymore. That's a story for another day. So is this a low competition product? I'm going to zoom in.
No.
Not really.
No, because there's more than 5 established sellers. Okay?
And 5 of them are Amazon.
Right. Oh no, that's the seller type.
Oh, is it?
Oh no, I think you're right. Actually, that is Amazon, right? Is that? I don't know. I've never even noticed this thing here. I think you're right.
It could also be a brand selling through Amazon.
Ah, I see. Okay.
So it could be Adidas sell through Amazon and then deal with it themselves, or it could be Amazon selling.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I don't usually pay attention to this, to be perfectly honest, but well spotted. All right. So then, what do we do after this? We said, okay, this product's a bit high competition. What's the next step?
Can you bundle it?
No, because it's probably not a good idea to sell. So what we're going to do is go back to step 1, which is choose. All right, have a look, find something else, click on it, check it, have a little look at the listing. All right, seems relatively small and light. And then compare. Grab the keyword, paste it into the search results. Try and remove any commas or whatever. Hit the extension. Have a look at the levels of demand. Is this a high demand product?
Not really, no.
But is there at least 3K sellers? Yeah.
Yeah, just one there.
All right. There's 3, so it's good enough. What about competition? Are there less than 5 established sellers?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's only 2. So this is a good product. There we go. We just found a product that could potentially make 12K a month. Potentially. We don't know just yet if it definitely will, but this guy's doing it. Right?
Is it a plugin?
So this is an AMZ Scout.
No, that product, because it was a steamer. So
Yeah, so I
it's
think
electrical.
you put this bamboo thing on top of a... I think you put it on top of a saucepan, do you? Yeah, to make like steamed bows and stuff like that. I love bows. I'm actually getting hungry, I think. But yeah. Yeah, so this is the process. Does anybody have any questions about how this works so far? Is it making sense? Yes, Carla.
Yeah, I mean, it does make sense, but I just wanted to find out the first step where you type in some random thing.
Yeah,
Do you just type in anything?
literally anything, as long as it's... We have to press the minus key first, and then just type in gibberish.
Okay.
Because
So what is that for new words? Like just
I think alphabets and numbers, yeah. You could do other characters, because remember, we want to type in something that's not going to be on a listing. So the more rubbish you put in it, you know,
Does it have like the length of character that you only can just restyle?
I think the longer the better, but
Minus put your hand on the keyboard.
Yeah.
Get to it sometime.
yeah, best not to. Exactly, you don't have to overthink it. Another thing you do is type in a colour. If you want, type blue, pink, red, whatever. We just want a lot of results so we can
So if you put minus
choose.
blue on it, it would say it would begin with blue in it. Is that what it's good?
So you could do minus blue, or you could just type in blue.
Oh, okay.
Either one actually would probably work, as long as we get a lot of results. Because right now we've got like probably 1 million results or something, and we just want to be able to. Yeah, it just shows us lots of stuff to look at, and then we can choose something, check it, and then compare it with the rest of the sellers selling the same thing. All right. So what I want you guys to do now. How long should we give for this? We've got 55 minutes left of product research time. I think we should use, we're just going to focus on high demand for now. Forget competition, okay? We're just going to look at high demand. And we're going to start to find some high demand products. So in terms of timing, I just need to look to see how long I should give you to do this. I think I'm going to give you until past for this segment. Okay, so 25 minutes. I just want you to spend some time finding some high demand products, okay? So let me go back to my slides quickly. Yeah, so you've got a page on your workbook, page 12. And I just want you to focus on these 3 metrics or data points here, okay? You've got niche keywords, number of 3K sellers, that's a seller making £3,000 a month in revenue or more, and the revenue of the best seller, like we did with the Steam basket just now. There was how many 3K sellers? 3. What was the revenue of the best seller? 12K, exactly. Yeah. So we'd put it in there like this, simple, okay? This is how we start scanning the marketplace for products. All right, so you've got 25 minutes. Let's fill up this page full of high demand products, and then later we're going to analyze them, look at the competition, and look at some of the other factors as well. So we've had a look at some high demand products. Did you all hand up if you found some high demand products on Amazon? Hand up if you didn't find any high demand products on Amazon. Rajan, what happened, man? Talk to me. Stuck. Okay, we're going to do a bit more. I'll come and help you. Okay, we'll make sure you get some. All right. So we've got some high demand products. Good. So we know there's products on Amazon that make money, right? Next, we need to make sure it's easy to make money with the product. Okay, the lower the competition in a niche, the easier it is to make money. We use the what to measure the competition? Yes, but what specifically do we use to measure competition levels? Reviews, exactly. So you can fill this out on page, what is it, 13? All right. As an established seller, an established seller is a seller with how many? 500 or more reviews at their listing. We want to find niches with how many or less established sellers? 5. With a low number of established sellers, these parts of the business become easy. Finding a supplier. It's easier to find a supplier when you know how to add value to a niche because there isn't so much competition. You can find a supplier who's going to give you a product that's better than everybody else's. Hard to be better than everybody else when there's loads of people already in the niche, right? Charging a higher price is easier. Why is charging a higher price easier when the competition is lower? Anybody know?
Competition.
Yeah, because the competition, the more people in a niche, the more they're going to fight with their prices to get more sales to get to page 1. If there's less sellers, less competition, you can charge what you want. You'll find as niches mature, you might have to charge a little less sometimes. Unless you've added a lot of value with your product and people can see it's really more valuable than all the other products in the niche. Okay, making profit is easier. Why is making profit easier in a low competition niche? Anybody know? Because you're charging higher prices, right? Creating a standout listing is easier with lower competition. It's easier to create a standout listing if you're a big fish in a small pond. Advertising is easier. When there's lots of people advertising in the same niche, what happens to the advertising costs? They go up. Because advertising is an auction. Everybody's bidding on the high spots on page 1 for their ad. And on eBay, the more people that bid for an item, the higher the price goes. It's the same thing with advertising. Getting 30 or more sales a day becomes easier the lower competition. So here's how to check them. Now we've got our list of products with 3K sellers. Now we want to have a look at the number of established sellers and write it down on the right hand column. So now we're on page 14. Okay, we can start to fill this out. So I'm going to show you how to do this. We did it briefly just now. So let's say we're looking at this bamboo steamer. Quick quiz for you. How many 3K sellers on this page? 3. How many established sellers on this page? 2. So why? Right, so there's 2 sellers with more than 500 reviews. So if we were putting this on our sheet, what number would we put in this column? 2. Okay, so that's what we're going to do now. We're going to take the products you found that high competition, and we're going to put the number of established sellers in the right hand column on page 14. And we're going to do that for around about 27 minutes.